I wanted to talk about how we often mention how things mean a lot to us, right? We'll say, you mean a lot to me, my friends and family mean a lot to me, my work means a lot to me, or anything that you feel grateful for, essentially. And I wanted to specify and draw light on, or shed light on, how we should mean a lot to ourselves. How we should actually mean the most to ourselves out of all the things. And in our society, there is often the messaging where selfishness is looked down on, right? I want to challenge that and tell you that being selfish is probably the best thing you could do for yourself and for others. Ironically, when you are selfish and you think of yourself first and you put yourself first, and I'm not talking in an obnoxious, snooty way where you're bypassing others, crossing boundaries, or you're not really trying to, let's say, be aware of other people's needs as well. I'm not talking about that way. I'm talking about how it's important to be selfish in the ways that mean a lot to us. So if it means a lot to you to have your quality time alone, be selfish in that. Be selfish in the fact that you love to be alone and you love to do your things. You need to prioritize your alone time and not simply people please in giving out your time and energy and resources to other people constantly. I like to be selfish in the way that I do like in classroom presentations or things like that to go first. I like it. It eases my nerves. I feel confident to put out my ideas first and foremost. And I like to not have the possibility to compare to others in class presentations by being like the fourth or the fifth or the last, right? And I'm usually selfish in that decision that I'll be like, when the teacher asks who wants to go first, I'll say me. I would really like that. That's something that's easy to me. In previous classrooms or groups of students in education settings, they came to understand that that was something I liked, and most were fine with it. If they had a problem with it, they could mention to me like, hey, I would really like to go first this time, and I could obviously say, obviously I would love to go first, but if this is something that you'd like for this time, absolutely no problem. But this is just a small example. Being selfish can be as simple as, there's one banana left on the shelf at the grocery store. Sure, you are two that want it. Sure, you can say, oh, don't worry, you can take it, take the banana, don't worry about me. I'll take something else. If you know that you equally want the banana and the orange, and so you'll be just as happy with the orange, and you reason with yourself, I'll take the orange, doesn't matter, anyways, I had bananas last week, I'm good with that. But if deep down you really wanted that banana, and now you are crossing into territory where you're saying, like, this banana means a lot to me, but I'm going to let this person have it. I'm not saying fight over a banana. I'm not saying argue or, pick your battles. But I'm saying that when you want that thing that's right there, you're allowed to be the one that gets it. You're allowed to say, hey, I really needed that banana for this recipe, or I really wanted it for my lunch or my kid's lunch or anything like that. Like, that is in your right. You are worthy of it. So when I say that something means a lot to you, and when you yourself mean a lot to you, you will no longer be letting other people in even bigger macro ways have what you want and you not have it as well. We live in a world of abundance. Usually there are more than one banana on the shelf, so you can have one and the other person will equally have one as well. And in terms of careers, in terms of partnerships, a lot of competition and jealousy between people sometimes for one person, but you have to remind yourself there are many people, there are many fish in the sea, there's an abundance of people and connections, there's an abundance of careers. I'm the one that always gets the job that I want. I'm the one that, they want to pick. There is no fear here. I'm not living in a fear-based way because I know that what I want is out there and that I can have it. But if you think that way and you still always put your need for selfishness in those kinds of micro and macro decisions last or second, then you're still not going to get what you want. You can think there's an abundance of opportunity or things or people, and still each time it comes in your face and you can have it, you're literally like, oh, but the next person can take it, it's fine. Or that person wants it a little more. But don't you mean a lot to you? Don't you and your, life trajectory and experiences mean a lot to you? Isn't it important to you to experience what you want to live? Because if so, then you have to start being a little bit more selfish. You need to start being like, you know what works for me is what will work for others. When I put myself first and I think of me first, that'll also be good for the people around me. It'll work out in a way that's best for every single person, because if it's pleasing me, then the ripple effect is good. I don't need others to come first before I come first. And that boils down to all aspects of your life, whether it's finances, whether it's a career, whether it's a friend group, whether it's, being the one who wins the contest, who's chosen. It really boils down to, your body. You can be like, I mean a lot to me, therefore I want to be in the best shape of my life. Therefore I want to care about my health because I mean a lot to me. And I want to be selfish in that. And therefore I am going to turn down certain things that might disappoint other people because I want to go do a workout, like I am important in that way. So when I mean a lot to me, I notice around me that I mean a lot to others as well, because I'm putting my best foot forward. And that means that however I'm presenting myself towards myself and showing up for myself towards myself is how I'm going to be perceived and received from others around, because they're just going to reflect how I am already treating me. That's my little lesson for today. That's what I wanted to talk about, and how whenever I repeat to myself, I mean a lot to me. I'm very grateful for myself. I'm very happy to be me. Like, I wouldn't want to be anybody else. Wouldn't want to be anybody else. Like, this is so true. It comes down to the fundamentals of I'm important. I am worthy of my own attention, my own tender love and care, my own, taking time for myself, making decisions that are best for me. I'm allowed that banana. Even if someone else wants that banana, I can have that banana. I can be the one who has it. I don't need to battle my way through things, but I can tell myself that if something that I want is right there, I can have it. I don't have to wait until there is, 1 million in my face and there's an abundance, but I'm still letting everyone else take it before me. That's an internal self-concept issue. That's you telling yourself, I come last or I come second. Others should get what they want, but I'm not sure about me. And that's something you need to correct in yourself. Just repeating to yourself, I am important. I'm the one that can have this. Because why? Because I'm me. Because this is my life. This is the reality I live in. Because I only get one life as well. Okay, they get one life. They get to, have all the things they want, their careers, their etc., the boyfriend, the girlfriend. But I do too. This is also my only chance at living, right? So just remind yourself of these things on the daily when it comes up, or when you notice yourself kind of like bargaining with yourself or with others. Like, how can I remind myself that I mean a lot to me? Because I do. I hope that helped you in any way, shape, or form. You can find me on Only My Own Validation on Instagram, and I'll talk to you soon.